The top stories tonight in Y News. The Senate readies the detention facility of suspended Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo and some of her family members as it assures their safety and wellness. Progressive groups challenged President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. after a court convicted opposition member ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro in a child abuse case. The Philippine Navy assures that the soldiers stationed on BRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal still have sufficient supplies, despite it having been a month since their last rotation and resupply mission. And we will discover former President Donald Trump's significant announcement of selecting United States Senator J.D. Vance as his vice presidential running mate during the Republican Party's national convention in Milwaukee. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of July, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Bianca Quijano. First in the news, the Senate is readying the detention facility of suspended Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo and some of her family members as it assures their safety and wellness. Harleen Delgado will tell us why.
As Senate authorities continue to look for suspended Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo and others who have been ordered arrested by the Senate, the Senate's Office of the Sergeant-at-Arms, or OSAA, assures their safety and well-being once arrested. Members of the media were given access inside the detention facility today, where the Guo family will stay during detention. The room is air-conditioned, has 3 bunk beds, a bathroom, water dispenser, a table, and roller blinds. It can accommodate up to 8 people. OSAA Chief Retired Lieutenant General Roberto Angara explains this will be the first time that the room will be used as a detention facility. Formerly a daycare center, it was refurbished last year to accommodate the increase in the number of resource persons being cited in contempt and ordered arrested.
Here I can assure her security 24/7. I've done it before. I was commander before, and I assured the people within my area of responsibility that they're safe. This is not kulungan. This is only detention. Kung kulungan, nakarehas yan. Wala namang rehas yan. It's only a detention facility. Nakita ko naman, may aircon nga yung iba nga, wala nga aircon. Comfortable naman sila May toilet and bath naman dyan, may water. Depende sa sa standard mo. Kung hotel type, hindi siya hotel type, but they're comfortable naman.
Senate President Francis Cheese Escudero meanwhile assures there will be no special accommodations for the suspended mayor.
This is not a penalty. This is not a punishment for the commission of any crime. Itong pagdetena sa kanya ay para tiyakin lamang na siya ay mag-a-attend ng pagdinig ng Senado. So para sa akin, kung ano ang detention facility natin para sa isang ordinaryo akusado, dapat aplikable yan sa mayor, governor, o sino mang opisyal. Kung aayusin namin, maayos yan para sa lahat, hindi lamang dahil mayor siya.
For now, Escudero has ordered to review the restriction of bringing of gadgets inside the detention facility.
Wala ako nakitang dahilan kung bakit hindi. Hindi naman mga drug lord to na pwede nilang pagpatuloy yung kanilang operasyon sa loob ng detention. Pangalawa, wala naman ako nakitang delikadong kaganapan na mag-detect sila na mapuga sila mula sa detention facility. So, pinapa-review ko. Tingnan natin.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Progressive groups have challenged President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. after a court convicted opposition member ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro in a child abuse case. The timing of the court conviction against the Makabayan Bloc lawmaker was also questioned. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Progressive groups gathered in Quezon City to show support for House Deputy Minority Leader, ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, and former Bayan Muna Party List Representative Satur Ocampo. This gathering occurred a day after the Regional Trial Court Branch 2 in Tagum City, Davao del Norte convicted them and 11 others in connection with a case violating Republic Act No. 7610 or the Special Protection Against Child Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination. The progressive groups have challenged President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. about the conviction. They say this is an opportunity for PBBM to demonstrate a difference from the previous administration.
In fact, isa itong pruweba na ang justice system ng Pilipinas hindi gumagana para sa mga oposisyon. Hindi gumagana para sa mga dissenters o aktivista. Ito ngayon ang mensahe kay President Marcos. Sinimulan ito sa panahon ni Duterte, gawa-gawang mga kaso, ibig sabihin ba, Mr. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., ipagpatuloy mo yung ganitong klaseng polisiya ni President Duterte? O di wala pala kayong pinag-iba?
Castro and Ocampo's camp will appeal the court's conviction against them to the Court of Appeals. According to Castro and Ocampo, teachers from Lumad School sought their help due to alleged harassment by paramilitary troops. They consider the incident a rescue mission, but the court's decision contradicts this. Meanwhile, progressive groups question the timing of the conviction against Representative Castro. This comes after the lawmaker declared her candidacy for senator in the upcoming elections.
Tingin natin, hindi aksidente na lumabas ang ganitong desisyon, no, matapos kamakailan lamang ang anunsyo ng Makabayan na magpapatakbo ito ng buong 12 slate sa Senado, no, at ang unang-unang inanunsyong kandidato para sa Senado ay si Representative Franz Castro.
Even Gabriela Women's Party List Representative Arlene Brosas has announced her candidacy for senator in the election. The lawmaker assures that they will not back down despite the court's conviction against one of their colleagues.
Klaro po ang track record ng Makabayan sa loob ng Kongreso. Hindi bulok, hindi kriminal, hindi corrupt, hindi mamamatay tao, hindi makadayuhan. Yan po ang record ng Makabayan. Kaya matapang po naming haharapin ito ng buong-buo kasama ang buong sambayanan.
Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
One of the targets of the Maharlika Investment Corporation for Investment is the energy sector. According to MIC President and CEO Rafael Consing Jr., they will focus on investing in the Philippines first before taking the sovereign wealth fund abroad. Nel Maribohok reports.
Before the end of this year, the Maharlika Investment Corporation is expected to begin investing in several key sectors. The total capital contribution of 75 billion pesos is the Bureau of Treasury, which serves as the interim cash manager of the Maharlika Investment Corporation or MIC.
Before year ends, meron na po tayong mga in-expect na investments na gagawin.
According to MIC President and CEO Rafael Consing, they will focus first on investing in key sectors in the Philippines, and only when these investments yield significant returns will they consider investing abroad.
Lahat ng mga investment dito po sa Pilipinas, pagka kumikita na po yung kumpanya at meron na po yung mga excess, at saka na po natin pwede yan sa Pilipinas so that we can invest abroad.
According to MIC top executive, they will run the corporation like a private equity firm, which means that the MIC will directly invest in companies. One of the sectors they are looking at, the Sovereign Wealth Fund, is the renewable energy sector. Singh explained that a large percentage of foreign investors committed to investing in the Philippines are focused on the renewable energy sector. They expect this to be a significant help in providing sufficient electricity supply to remote areas of the country. Nel Maribuho, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
It has been nearly a month since the last rotation and resupply, or RORE, mission to the troops stationed on the VRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal. The most recent supply mission occurred on June 17th, during which a violent confrontation ensued as Chinese forces attempted to block the mission. According to a Philippine Navy official, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, is currently studying the possibility of including allied nations' troops in future resupply missions. Ryan Lacanlale will tell us why.
The Philippine Navy has assured that the soldiers stationed on VRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal still have sufficient supplies. This assurance comes despite it having been a month since their last rotation and resupply mission.
They have sufficient supplies. Their morale is sky high. Una sa lahat, again, I would like to emphasize the support given by our kababayans. Maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan sa support na pinakita nila sa ating mga kasundaluhan sa West Philippine Sea.
Since the June 17 rotational mission, when Chinese forces intercepted, rammed the Philippine Navy's rigid-hulled inflatable boats and stole some of their personal belongings and guns, the AFP has not been able to conduct rotational mission again.
So after the June 17 incident, wala pa tayong nagawang RORE. We're still in the planning stage right now.
Wala pa. The last activity was the evacuation.
The last supply operation for VRP Sierra Madre via airdrop was conducted in the first week of June. The Philippine Navy declined to provide details on the next RORE mission. Rear Admiral Trinidad stated that the timing and execution of the mission are now under discretion of the Western Command. The AFP considering integrating the RORE mission with multilateral maritime cooperative activities involving allied nations.
All options are being discussed on the planning table. Once finalized, this will be submitted for approval, and you will be informed appropriately of the next activity.
Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And for the news abroad. A suspected serial killer was detained in Kenya following the discovery of multiple bodies at a Nairobi quarry. According to police, the man confessed his involvement in the crime. Gerard Moral will tell us why.
Police reports that murder suspect Collins Jumaisi, 33, a resident of the Mukuro neighborhood in the southern part of the capital, was taken into custody early on Monday, July 15, after the discovery of multiple bodies at a Nairobi quarry. 9 bodies have been pulled from the quarry thus far, according to Douglas Ganja Kirocho, the acting head of police. According to Amin Muhammad, the head of the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, Jumaisi has admitted the crime and disclosed the location of 42 bodies at the quarry. Muhammad said in the televised statement that the killings date back to 2022 and began with Jumaisi's wife. The most recent murder occurred on July 11. Police reported that they discovered multiple cell phones, identity cards, a machete, rolls of sellotape, industrial rubber gloves, and 12 nylon sacks that resembled the ones the victims were discovered in at Jumaisi's residence. Over the weekend, large crowds flocked to see the remains being removed from the quarry. Some of the crowd even got into skirmishes with the police. Rumors that the bodies were connected to purported kidnappings of young demonstrators by security forces during recent street protests have infuriated a lot of the local populace. Thus far, the police have not provided evidence linking the discovered remains to the protests. A government spokesman posted a police statement on X on Friday, stating that the investigations were ongoing and that samples were being analyzed by the authorities to identify the deceased. The majority of the remains, according to a rights activists with the Mukuru Community Justice Center were decomposed, suggesting they have been there for a while. President William Ruto stated earlier this month that he regretted hearing about the state agents kidnapping people and that any officers found to be at fault would face consequences. Gerard Moral, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We will share more global stories with you later. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notifications. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, broke ground for the construction of a 5-story extension building. Additionally, the agency launched their enhanced monitoring center. JP Nunez will tell us why.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, proactively keeps its commitment to provide excellent working conditions for its employees and improve public services in the metropolis. In line with this, the agency breaks ground for the construction of a 5-story annex building in their head office in Pasig City. Meanwhile, MMDA also launched their Enhanced Communication and Command Center, or CCC. It is a state-of-the-art monitoring facility where MMDA manages information, traffic control, and disaster response. It has advanced surveillance and monitoring technology and multi-video wall system where MMDA can see the metropolis through their cameras installed on the highways. The CCC will also serve as command center for the monitoring of the third State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Monday.
It will be integrated with the MMDA Mobile Command Center, which will be deployed to monitor high-level events, such as the President's Report to the People.
JP Nunez, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, vehemently denies the circulating claim that AFP generals walked out of a command conference with a high-ranking government official on July 4. These issues are dismissed as mere Marites warfare. Rear Admiral Trinidad advises caution in gathering information and emphasizes the importance of verifying sources. He reassures the public that the chain of command between the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Department of National Defense remains intact.
If you're referring to the command conference, that's fake news, no? I was there personally. There's nothing of that sort that happened. It was a very professional change of ideas and discussion, and there was also a lot of updates that was given. It was all positive, ended on a positive note.
That is 50% fabrication, 50% imagination, 100% false. The AFP, senior officers, and the entire organization for that matter, conducts itself with the highest level of professionalism.
Commissions on Election, or COMELEC chairperson George Erwin Garcia is optimistic that all of the bank accounts submitted by former Congressman Edgar Arice to the COMELEC yesterday, which are allegedly under his name, will be proven fake. Dante Amento tells us why.
In the certifications issued by Land Bank of the Philippines and Metrobank, these local bank institutions confirmed that the bank accounts allegedly under the name of Commission on Elections or COMELEC Chief George Erwin Garcia are non-existent or fake. These accounts are included in the documents submitted by former Caloocan City Representative Edgar Arice yesterday at Garcia's office. Of the 14 bank accounts submitted by Arice, 6 of them are local banks in the country.
At yung 4, nagsabi na sa amin, mag-i-issue sila ng certification, peke yung accounts na ni-inquire nyo sa amin. And yet, nakukumpel akong sumagot sa mga akusasyon na hindi verified.
Hence, Garcia assures that all of the other accounts where a sum of $15 million of money from South Korea was allegedly deposited, would be declared spurious. Garcia emphasized that he is compelled to answer the allegations against him because it affects the entire COMELEC institution.
Nakokompel ako sapagkat kinakailangan ng paliwanag ng sambayanan at kinakailangan isave ko ang integridad ng institusyon. Napakahirap po ng ganon. Kaya nga po ang challenge ko, ako nanumpa, sana i-challenge po natin yung mga nag-aakusa, panumpaan nyo rin.
Garcia has already requested the other local banks to issue e-certification. The poll chief said that if proven all the accounts are unreal, this would be part of the possible case he will be filing in court. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Five top officials of the Department of Education, or DepEd, submitted their resignation letters to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Monday, July 16, prior to the change in leadership within the agency. Meanwhile, incoming DepEd Secretary Juan Edgardo Sunny Angara expressed his readiness to collaborate with anyone and extended gratitude to DepEd for its cooperation throughout the transition period. Jed Neresina details why.
Incoming Department of Education or DepEd Secretary Juan Edgardo Sunny Angara expressed his delight and eagerness to meet the agency's personnel this coming Thursday, July 18.
Ang assumption ko lahat professional diba? Basta nagtatrabaho ka sa gobyerno, may sinumpang oath tayo na maging professional, ibigay ang ating lahat ng kaya.
He also anticipates a discussion with Vice President Sara Duterte after the turnover ceremony.
Mag-uusap kami at yung pending matters sa departamento, ano yung mga pending na issues, ano yung mga dapat kilusan o aksyonan.
Meanwhile, 5 high-ranking officials of DepEd have submitted their resignations, including DepEd Undersecretary and Spokesperson Attorney Michael Poa, which was announced by incoming DepEd Secretary himself.
Parang verbal pa lang sabi sa akin.
Sino po yung nag-verbal?
Well, si Yusek Poa told me he's leaving and he's waiting for instructions to Vice President.
Aside from Yusek Poa, our DepEd Undersecretary for Administration Nolasco Mempin, Assistant Secretary for Procurement Reynaldo Munsayak, Assistant Secretary for Administration Noel Baluyan, and Assistant Secretary Sunshine Fajarda. Vice President Duterte appointed Yusek Poa and the 4 other officials of DepEd upon becoming the department's secretary. Their resignations will be effective on July 19, 2024. Angara mentioned in a statement that he respects the decision of the DepEd Undersecretary and Assistant Secretaries who offered their courtesy resignations before he assumes the role of Secretary of Education. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And in other global news, former President Donald Trump made a significant announcement on Monday, July 15, by selecting United States Senator J.D. Vance as his vice presidential running mate during the Republican Party's National Convention in Milwaukee, where he was officially nominated as the party's presidential candidate for the 2024 election. Despite past criticism of Trump, Vance has evolved into one of his most ardent supporters, leading to his selection as the vice presidential candidate. Trump expressed his decision on the social media platform Truth Social, highlighting Vance's qualities and appeal to Trump's base in Ohio. As the author of the popular book Hillbilly Elegy, Vance is expected to bolster support among Trump's followers, particularly in Ohio, although his strong conservative stance may not attract new voters and could potentially alienate moderates. Some within Trump's support base had advocated for a diverse vice presidential candidate to broaden the party's appeal. The 78-year-old former president recently survived an assassination attempt during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, an incident that raised concerns and speculation about the motive behind the attack. Prominent figures in Trump's circle, such as Steve Bannon and Donald Trump Jr., have commended Vance for advocating for a more restrained foreign policy and endorsing trade protectionism. Vance's outspoken presence on social media has resonated with Trump supporters, distinguishing him from many senators known for maintaining a more traditional demeanor. At 39 years old, Vance represents a younger demographic in contrast to Trump and President Joe Biden, 81, adding a generational dynamic to the upcoming election. In a move viewed as significant for former President Donald Trump, a Florida judge dismissed or disregarded the U.S. Justice Department's case involving classified documents just days after an assassination attempt. Judge Eileen Cannon granted the motion to dismiss in Trump's federal case, citing the Justice Department's appointment of Special Prosecutor Jack Smith. Trump pleaded not guilty to charges related to his handling of classified documents, including national defense information. This development marks another legal victory for the former U.S. president amidst ongoing scrutiny. Several dozen Indian farm laborers were rescued by authorities from slave-like working conditions in northern Italy. 33 individuals were assured of jobs and a better future alongside their fellow Indian nationals based on police assurances. However, these individuals were allegedly forced to work over 10 hours daily for a week, compensated minimally and solely to pay off alleged gangmaster debts. 2 men were arrested in connection with this and are facing charges of exploitation and slavery. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. Authorities continue to search for Kingdom of Jesus Christ or KOJC leader Apollo Quiboloy and 4 co-accused individuals in a case involving child abuse, sexual abuse, and trafficking. According to the Philippine National Police, they have received promising leads on their whereabouts. In fact, some informants claim to be members of the religious group led by the wanted leader. Interior and Local Government Secretary Benhur Abalos mentioned that many have provided information to the PNP after the reward money was announced for the capture of the accused. A reward of 10 million pesos is offered for information leading to Quiboloy's arrest, while each co-accused has a 1 million peso reward.
Well, maraming info kung saan-saan. But again, mukhang we are on the right track here. Okay? We are on the right track. Hindi ko na muna sasabihin kung saan. Okay?
Maraming salamat,
right
sir.
track. Yes, yung mga ganong bagay. Yung mga sightings, kung saan siya ngayon, mga kasama niya. Yes.
Philippine National Police, or PNP, will release monthly rice subsidies for its personnel. This follows the release of a budget exceeding 1.6 billion pesos by the Department of Budget and Management for fiscal year 2024. The subsidy aims to provide each entitled uniformed personnel with 20 kilograms of rice or an equivalent amount of 650 pesos per month. PNP Chief Police General Romel Francisco Marbil also dispelled rumors about an alleged plan to reallocate the funds to the food allowance of persons deprived of liberty. As the Palarong Pangbansa 2024 concludes today, the National Capital Region has been hailed as the overall champion. Vice President Sara Duterte graced the event, congratulating the efforts of the delegates and encouraging them to bring back home the pride of representing their regions. Gladys Tuwabe will tell us why.
Indeed, a spectacular closing ceremony for the delegates of the Palarong Pambansa 2024 was held in Cebu City. As the event concludes today, the National Capital Region has been hailed as the overall champion, garnering 98 golds, 66 silver, and 74 bronze medals. They were followed by Region 4A Calabarzon and Region 6 Western Visayas. Despite a discrepancy in the track oval at the Cebu City Sports Complex, the organizers reported no major issues, declaring the event a success.
This is not a result of the oval not being standard. This is a direct result of the mistake in the lining. Actually, 0.23 or 23 centimeters kulang ang lining. So the oval itself is standard, but it's the lining. And of course, that affects the distance.
The Palarong Pambansa made it also possible for the city to improve their facilities in preparation for the billeting of the regional delegations. The tournament officials and the management of the games have been excellent as well. I'm so glad that they heeded to the call and we did not have major issues to reactivate or to activate our jury of appeals. I know it is premature to thank the Cebu City now, but we are in the home stretch of this event, and I am so glad that Cebu City exceeded my expectations.
Vice President and outgoing Education Secretary Sara graced the closing ceremony, where she congratulated the efforts of the delegates and encouraged them to bring back the pride of representing their regions. Provinces set to host the succeeding Palarong Pambansa have expressed excitement. In 2025, the games will be held in Ilocos Norte, while the 2026 Palarong Pambansa is set to take place in Agusan del Sur. Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The students from different grade levels have shown their unwavering skills and firmness competing in the two-day event of the Summer Robot Games International Open 2024 and Youth Robotics Convention held last July 11 to 12. This is also a new experience for first-time participants and a challenge for those who have joined before. Jedna Resida will tell us why.
In a collaborative effort between De La Salle Santiago Sobel School and Data Science and Technology Corporation, the Summer Robot Games International Open 2024 and Youth Robotics Convention have successfully concluded. This event provided a platform for young robotics enthusiasts to demonstrate and share their skills and knowledge in building robots. According to Pinky Legaspi, the Vice President of Data Science and Technology, robotics offer tremendous benefits to students, covering various developmental areas.
So mahalaga siya kasi hindi siya isang subject lang, kundi saklaw niya lahat ng mga iba't ibang developmental areas na kailangan ng bata. So natututo siya sa robotics, natututo rin siya sa math, sa science niya, and I think with that, we will help the country move forward with our goals of achieving higher scores in math and science, and also in English.
She added that they are pleased this year because more youths participated in the competition. Meanwhile, DLSC School Principal Ruby Ramos highlighted the potential for Filipino students to excel in robotics despite the current limited reach of the robotics curriculum in the country.
I would say yes. Sumasabay ang Pilipino dyan. I mean, kaya. It's just that yung robotics kasi hindi pa siya parang accepted ng mas maraming paaralan, hindi pa siya offered sa maraming schools, pero andun yung possibility na sana they encourage the top management of the schools or even our government will decide to invest in science-related opportunities.
Moreover, Dr. Genevieve Arizala Pilar, The Applied Science Chair of DLSE emphasized the importance of robotics education in preparing the youth for future technological advancements.
That's the direction, that's the future. In an education sector, we have to make sure that our students are ready for the jobs of the future. So that's the reason why we make sure that our students, all students, not only selected ones. Kasi dati parang iniisip nila when we say robotics, it's just a group of students or yung mga clubs lang. So kami kasi ginawa talaga namin, it's a mainstream, robotics for all. So that means robotics for all, kahit paano pa yung kurso ang kuhanin mo in college, gagamitin at gagamitin mo yan because robotics is actually the direction of our globally. So we're preparing our students for the future.
Along with the event, siblings Zachary Alain and Sara Sofia Cabudil are enthusiastic about competing in the event once more.
Both nervous, challenged, all of my emotions mixed since there's gonna be like a lot of, we will be going against multiple schools and students.
Just like Iyo, my emotions are really mixed, but so far I've had a lot of fun.
For first-timer Andrea Bautista, a public school student, it is an opportunity to gain experience in the field of robotics.
Excited po syempre, na-overwhelmed kami nung nakita namin yung Lasal. Ang laki pala niya. Tapos syempre po masaya. Sabi naman ni Sir, ang kuhanin lang namin experience kahit anong result, okay lang po.
She mentioned that their group made a significant effort to attend this year's Summer Robot Games.
Meron po kaming sinalihan sa sumo, kaya yung iba po naming robot talagang pinagsikapan po na gawin sa school namin. Talaga pong nag-sacrifice sila, sir, para po magawa yan. From scratch lang po yung mga gamit namin sa mga retaso ng computer.
Top-ranking team members will be part of the Philippine robotics team, which will represent the country in various international robotics competitions throughout the year. The Summer Robot Games and Convention emphasized the message that we should align with the fast-paced technology of the future by teaching the youth and providing them with hands-on experience in robotics for future nation building. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Ducati Philippines team has handed over the grand prize from the first season of the Manibela Challenge to their chosen beneficiaries. The two charity groups will use the 500,000 pesos winnings to support expenses for pediatric cancer patients and livelihood programs. Inspired by their experience in the Manibela Challenge, Ducati Philippines is motivated to further extend their assistance to those in need. JP Nunez reports.
Yesterday, July 15, Bahay Aruga Incorporated received 250,000 pesos, part of the prize won by Ducati Philippines in the first season of Manibela Challenge. The group decided to split the prize between two charity organizations to benefit more people. A board member of Bahay Aruga mentioned that the 250,000 pesos will be used to support pediatric cancer patients under their care.
Ito pong activity na ginawa, charity event na ginawa ng Ducati with partnership po ng Manibela Challenge is malaking tulong po yung 250,000 for our sustainability. Napakalaking tulong at marami ang matutulungan pong mga bata, especially ang mga cancer patients and yung carers namin.
Founded in 2014, Bahay Aruga's mission is to provide a home for children with cancer and their parents or guardians while they undergo treatment at the Philippine General Hospital. They cover the accommodation and food expenses for the cancer patients and their families, making the donation from the Manibela Challenge significantly beneficial for them.
Lahat po ng aming kinukupkup dito is nag-undergo po ng treatment sa Philippine General Hospital. So ilan po sa kanila is nagki-chemotherapy, radiations, yung mga check-ups nila, treatments na ginagawa for mga cancer patients.
Meanwhile, the Ducati Philippines team donated the other half of the prize to the Nazarene Compassionate Ministry. According to the group, the 250,000 pesos will be used to provide livelihood support for widows and women.
Meron kami nasimulang programa sa livelihood. So bawat area na kung saan meron kaming community, binibigyan po namin sila ng small scale livelihood lang like goat livelihood, tapos yung paggawa ng mga basahan, binibigyan namin sila ng puhunan.
In addition to the 500,000 pesos, the Ducati Philippines team also contributed an extra 50,000 pesos each to both organizations after hearing the beneficiaries' messages about the impact of the prize money. Ducati Philippines CEO and President Toti Alberto highlighted that the concept of the Manibela Challenge, which includes charity events alongside riding, inspired them to share their winnings with charity groups.
Guys, let's look for events na merong cash prize. Plus, let's make it a point na a percentage of it bigay natin sa charities.
He stated that financial resources are not a problem for them, and it is only fitting to share with fellow Filipinos in need.
This is all from God. Ano ba naman yung we help in God's work by helping these charities? So yun, sobrang akong touched up to now. I mean, we're so blessed. I mean, these motorcycles are our hobby. Parang we are financially blessed. We are skilled from God. So why not use it to help and donate?
The next season of the Manibela Challenge is scheduled for December, with expectations of a more challenging obstacle course for the riders. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God. From the book of James, chapter 2, verse 18, it says, "Yeah, a man may say, 'Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.'" And those are the reasons behind the news, July 16, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Bianca Quijano, live from Toronto, Canada. We serve the people, we give glory to God.